Hello, this is Mark Cashman, and it is time to learn about Microsoft Lists rules, especially if you haven't seen them in a while. These are easy ways to point, click, and get notified or notify other people. Really important to be able to keep your list working for you, and rules help you engage both with the list's items and with everybody who works within the list, especially when they're not in the list. So let us take a look at Microsoft Lists rules. We're going to start on the Microsoft 365 app homepage and jump right into lists. I've got it pinned here. You'll see I've got some favorite lists, my recent lists, and I'm going to put it into full screen mode just so you can see the lists app in all its glory. Number of lists here. I'm going to jump right into the I got issues list. You'll see I've got a couple of issues, and the structure of this list is pretty simple. You'll see that it's got the list items, status, assigned to, pretty straightforward use of the issues tracker template. We're going to jump into rules to create a rule, but before we do that, let's go into see some existing rules under the Manage Rules tab. And you'll see I got a couple set up here. If you haven't seen rules in a little bit, they've changed and added some if clauses. So in this particular case, when an item is modified, if the status, that column, the status column, changes to a new value, in this case blocked, that then is going to send an email to me. You can choose anything and structure this rule however you like and have multiple rules. And in this case, it's just going to send me a simple notification when something is listed as blocked by somebody else or myself. And then I'll get a nice email reminder that will trigger me to take some action. So if I go into this list and I actually then change an item from the current status to blocked, you'll see what happens. And we've got a couple of things configured beyond the rules. Pretty straightforward. I go in and change the status from in progress to blocked. Immediately you'll see a visual color change with the conditional formatting on that whole row. But what it's really doing is also leveraging rules. I'm going to hop over to Outlook here so you can see that notification that was sent when we switched it to blocked, that status item, that status column to blocked. It's going to send me a little bit of information about the list item and then a link that'll take me directly to that particular list item that either myself or somebody else listed as blocked. I can read the details. I can see that the status is listed as blocked and it's been assigned to Adele. I can make any changes here that I want, add more details, and change any of the ownership. So if I go back into the list, that's the basics of how rules can affect what you do in lists. But let's take a look at creating a couple of new rules from scratch using the various templates that you see here. There's the when an item is modified, deleted, added, or if a certain date approaches, which is a fun one. Pretty straightforward here. I'm going to enter in 7 days before a particular completion date. That's one of the columns in this list. I'm going to send an email to the person that it was assigned to. In this case, not me, but somebody else that was listed. And 7 days before that completion date arrives, a notification is going to get sent to that person. Another one that's really helpful, and it has the most complex type of rule that you can create, is again using that if modifier. If a specific column, in this case we're going to use the priority column, and then choose the various from the different choices, in this case when the column matches high, send an email, in this case one of our particular employees, Adele, who is really good at troubleshooting issues and clearing them if they're high. She's going to get a notification, and the specific verbiage we can add here that we need help on this one, Adele, and then hopefully she'll be able to find time, jump into the list, and then of course go beyond the list to fix it. The last one that's fairly easy, and I like to always have this set up, is when a new item is created. If it's my list, I want to be notified. Most likely there's a lot of lists where you need to go in and triage, take some action, and whether you create a list item or somebody else does, it's always a really nice rule to have running all the time. You can turn things off if you want, so certain rules might be good just seasonally. You can turn them back on at any time. You can delete rules. Once you have them set up, it's pretty much running in the background, and anything that happens and changes in your list well, then of course take and follow whatever it is you baked into the rule. So here, if we go in and change the priority to high, like the rule that we created, is going to now send a notification to Adele about this specific item that will link her directly to it so she can come in, triage it, take a look, add some context, and of course, hopefully fix the issue. And that's pretty much it. That's the fairly straightforward look at rules. When you go in and under the Automate menu, go in, take a look at rules that are either set up for you, because a lot of these the lists templates also have rules that come with them. But you can also create any rule at any time, turn it on, turn it off, and know that rules are helping you automate specifically getting people aware and notified of what's going on in the list so that you can not spend your time triaging every single item. The list will start working for you.